Hey guys, this is Muntasir Rahman, and in this video I am going to talk about the best plants for cherry shrimp. I will talk about some of the plants that are very beginner friendly and doesn't require much attention from you, so that you can just put the plants and leave that and your shrimps will be fine. But first discuss why cherry shrimps need plants. You know, cherry shrimps are very delicate and they require plants for their survival. The first thing is plants help them to hide from potential dangers and other tank mates. Suppose if you have other fishes in the tank that can be bullying to your cherry shrimps, so the cherry shrimps can hide among the plants and save themselves. Also, the leaves of the plants grow biofilm over them. Shrimps love this biofilm, they eat this biofilm and love to graze on the leaves and the biofilm all day long. For these purposes, shrimps love plants in their tank, and in the wild also shrimps live in a natural habitat that is filled with plants and other vegetation. So that's why we need to imitate a habitat that is natural to the shrimps, and for that we need some plants in the tank. Now plants can be very difficult to care for. I know that some plants need high light, carbon dioxide dosage to thrive. But in this video, I'm not going to talk about those plants. I'm only going to share the ones that you can keep that doesn't require much attention or fertilizer or carbon dioxide, and they will just grow on their own with some very basic minimum care. So let's just start the list. I will first talk about Java moss. Obviously, shrimps love moss, and in a tank, whether you are breeding the shrimps or keeping them for any other purpose, just keep any type of moss. Moss really requires no attention, especially if it is Java moss. They are very hardy, and their care requirements is very low, beginner friendly. They don't need high light, carbon dioxide injection or any other thing. You just put the Java moss in the tank and they will grow on their own. Shrimps love these plants because they can hide inside the Java moss, they can graze on the Java moss, and the Java moss accumulate floating food particles, and they also grow biofilm over them, which shrimps absolutely love. And Java moss doesn't require any substrate. In fact, you won't have to plant the moss inside the substrate. It doesn't work that way. It works like you will take some Java moss and you will take either a piece of driftwood or a rock or any other ornament, and you will have to tie the moss on the driftwood, and then just put the driftwood in the tank, and it will grow and take over the driftwood, and it will look very natural and aesthetic, and your shrimps will also absolutely love this moss. So you can put some Java moss in your tank and your shrimps will be happy, very happy. The next thing is Java fern. Now Java fern is not like Java moss, it's actually a plant, but the thing is it is very hardy, and it can withstand a wide range of water parameters and temperature, and it doesn't require high light. I have seen Java fern in the most basic setup, and they can grow on their own without any attention from the owner. So if you want something very basic and beginner friendly, you can just put any kind of Java fern or any kind of fern for that matter, and it will grow fine. The thing about Java fern is you don't have to plant them inside the substrate. Java fern will in fact die if you plant them inside the substrate. All you need to do is take the Java fern and tie it with a driftwood or a stone or any other thing, and the plant will grow. You will just have to put the stone inside the tank, preferably in the background side of the tank, because Java fern is more like a mid-ground to background type plant. So you just put the driftwood there and the plant will grow on its own. And shrimps love Java fern because of their long leaves and a very complex root structure. The long leaves is ideal for growing biofilm over them, and the shrimps will just sit on the leaves and graze on the biofilm all day long. They just absolutely love it. And also because of the very complex root structure, shrimps can hide inside the root and they just feel absolutely safe from any potential danger. So you can easily keep Java Fern in your tank. It doesn't require any attention and it is very beginner friendly. The next plant I will talk about is Anubis Nana. Now Anubis is kind of a plant like Java Fern, but the Anubis Nana version is much smaller than the Java Fern, because the word petite means small. So it is very small variants of the Anubis Nana plant species. These plants are very amazing. I like their look and I have used them in my showcasing tanks too, because they are absolutely wonderful to watch, because these plants are very cute too, and you can plant them as a foreground plant. So I love Anubis Nana, and their care requirements are just same as Java Fern. They don't need much light, attention or fertilizer. You can just put them in the tank and they will grow. But the thing is, Anubis Nana has a very slow growth rate, so you can't expect it to grow and overcrowd the tank. They just stay very small and grow very small. The growth rate is very low. So you can absolutely use Anubis Nana in your tank and your shrimps will love it too. The next plant is Wisteria. Wisteria, unlike the other plants I have talked about till now, requires some attention and they will grow quite good or appreciate a bit of carbon dioxide and highlight, and so the Wisteria needs to be planted in the substrate and they will grow very quickly once you plant them. I used Wisteria in the background side of my tanks and they are just awesome. They grow very lush and dense, and shrimps can hide inside the dense Wisteria and they like it. And I also think they are very cool, their leaf structure is very cool and I like them in my tank. So if you want a Wisteria, and if you can give it a little bit attention, like little bit higher lighting, I think, and sometimes a bit of carbon dioxide injection, these things will really make the plant grow fine. The next plant I am going to talk about is cryptocoryne. People generally call it crypt. It's a bit like Java Fern, but they are quite larger, I would say, and they can grow very bushy. Also, cryptocoryne is not as low demanding as Java Fern. It requires some attention, some fertilizer, light and carbon dioxide will make this plant grow very lush and dense. You will need to plant the cryptocoryne inside the substrate, and with some lighting they can show bit of color, orange or reddish color with highlighting. So if you want some color in your tank other than green, you can obviously plant these cryptocorynes. There are many species of cryptocoryne, like cryptocoryne Wenditti, cryptocoryne Pechit. So each species varies from the other in their characteristics and coloration. So you will have to know which species you want, or what kind of color, what kind of characteristics you want, and then you will have to get that species. So just do some research beforehand. So these are the plants I wanted to talk about in this video, and all of these are very beginner friendly and great for cherry shrimp tank. Now I have written an article on this topic, and in that article I have talked about 5 more plants that you can use in your cherry shrimp tank. If you are interested to know about that, I will encourage you to check out my article. I will put the link in the description box below. Now if you have liked the video and got any value from it, I will really request you to give a like on the video and subscribe to my channel for more future videos on cherry shrimps and other types of shrimps. Thank you.